Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Solana. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. I uploaded that on July 19th. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of this video. Also, if you want to support Ukraine, and you want to support the Ukrainian refugees, then feel free to go over into the description and donate via the official websites that I have linked down below if you're able to do so and if you want to do so. If not, that's totally fine. So thank you all for supporting the channel. Let's get on with the video. So jumping into the weekly chart, as you can see, we are in a bit of a downtrend here, I would say, and a bit of a weak term here, I would say. So I am looking at this potential Elliott wave theory pattern here. So we have our wave 1 down here, we have our wave 2, we have the wave 3, we have the wave 4, and we have the wave 5, which is essentially on the same level as wave 3, which could happen. That is possible. It doesn't have to be much higher or much lower than wave 3, talking about the wave 5. And we saw that happen with the 5-wave structure on Bitcoin's chart, moving towards November from the dip and from the top that we had in April. So the April top was the 3rd wave, then we had a move down, and the November top was slightly higher than the April wave 3. So you get the idea. And basically, this is your 5 waves that played out right now. And what we could be looking at here is a potential ABC move. So an ABC correction, you have an A move, right? An A high, wherever that might be. I don't think we're going to go higher than $40 with all the bearish news that we're going to have in the market. So let's say we hit the 2.272 level here and we get rejected back down from there. Hopefully, we're not going to lose the low in June and the low that we printed here in August. So hopefully, this is going to be a nice triple bottom pattern, and then you're going to have to break this, right? And let's say we go for the $52 price mark. Hopefully, this is the way it's going to play out. But like I said, this looks like an ABC is coming our way. And after that, we'll see what happens, right? But usually, you do have an ABC zigzag move after this 5-wave structure. But this is just a theory, obviously, a crypto theory. And let's actually switch over to the weekly RSI here. So ignore the pink trend line. I do want to show you that if you are looking to buy into Solana, then just take a look at the RSI, and this is the relative strength index. So this basically shows the strength of a move. And for the long-time viewers of the channel, you all know what this is. We have been taking a look at this for a very, very long time now. So obviously buying in here was very naive and very stupid, although you could make some money if you sold in time. And buying over here is smart, because if you're buying for the next couple of years, you're accumulating, staking, and waiting for the next bull market, and you're going to be taking profits as you start hitting your targets. That is smart. So compared to this, buying even at $60, $50 is still smart, because once you get back to $200 and you're probably going to go higher in the next bull market, you're going to have a great strategy, and you're going to have lots of profits. And if I just take this trend line here, so we are potentially looking, I don't think I charted this before here, but we were in this falling wedge. I think we had this. But as you can see, we just broke out of the falling wedge here, which is a very, very bullish signal for Solana. And the pink trend line is from the daily chart, so ignore that. So a very bullish statement here from Solana. We're breaking through a major resistance level. So we actually hit this level back in September of last year, then in November, then once again in March, and right now here in July, we broke out. And potentially, if we have another capitulation in the markets, which we could see in September, we could drop back down to the yellow trend line for a back test of support. And you also have the yellow trend line, the lower one here. So keep this in mind. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that, because usually I'm pretty good with these patterns. Usually I just spot them very quickly. Now let's switch our attention to the buy zone that I have here. So anywhere from $35.9 all the way down to, let me get the price tag. Why can't I get the price tag? This is annoying. So anywhere from $36, let's say, all the way down to 19.5. This is your buy zone. Now, I didn't, get this out of my butt. You basically have the low here that you printed in May of last year, which is why this level has an enormous support, and people are going to be looking at previous support and they're going to see, wow, there is a nice rejection here from this level. I'm probably going to set up some buy limit orders, in this zone to pick up some Solana. And a lot of people are going to be doing that. So don't have your buy limit order at this exact level, have it slightly higher than that. And obviously this is where we ran into resistance here in July of last year. So this is why 36.15 or 36 roughly is a major resistance level. So I would say we're still, we're just getting out of this zone here. Hopefully we're going to have another opportunity to buy in even lower. I like when prices go down because I get to buy my favorite altcoins at very cheap prices. That's what I want to do here. And if we take a look, we have a very nice double bottom pattern here. Let's chart the technical target from that. Okay. And let's see what we're looking at here potentially. So we're potentially looking at $70. And that could be a possibility if we see a nice move going into November, because last year we had a very nice move into November, but that was during the bull market. So I don't know if we're going to have a super bullish move, but I do expect we're going to see some sort of a relief rally going into November. Potentially that's where we get to $70 and have the next pullback. Potentially even that could be our, ABC correction, right? We get to that level, we get a bit lower, and then you have a move to the upside with the C high, right? But, we're going to have to see how that will work out. And obviously, you do have a major resistance level here at $58.50. The price tag never says the accurate, price, but if you look at the right side here, you can see the trend line is sitting at 58.5, and that is an important level for us to break because that is the high that we printed in May of last year before we had the pullback into June, and we broke through that high. We never had the back test of support because we just broke down below it, and now we could potentially see a back test of resistance here, a move to the downside, and then we break that and back test it as support. That would be the perfect scenario. Obviously, it's probably not going to work out like that, but in case you're buying right now and you're looking for an easy 2x or 60% trade, that's something that you could eyeball, as well as the 55 weekly EMA is going to be down by that trend line by the time we get there probably, so pay attention to that. Now let's switch over to the Binance website. Okay, so down below on the Binance website, we're on the daily chart. We have a bit of a different buy zone here. So from $25 to $19. Basically, I took all the lows here, not counting in the wicks and just below the candles. And pretty much it's just a smaller buy zone from the previous chart. However, the Fibonacci retracement is also different because we have the swing high at the end of, in the middle of August, I should say, and the swing low here at the end of August with the 1.618 target sitting at $65. So that is going to be our target right after we start breaking this high at $48.50. Once we do that, we can target 1.618, the 1.414, and the 1.272. That's at $55 to $65. So this area over here could be a nice profit-taking zone for you. But like I said, we have two major targets. We have the golden ratio before that, and we have the swing high before that. And if you see Solana reverse like this, right, before breaking this high, that is negative because you're going to be printing another lower high and you're essentially continuing the downtrend. And I would expect to move all the way down to $25 by then, especially if you see Bitcoin start dropping back to $20,000. So I would have my money ready on the exchanges in stable coins, ready with the buy limit order set up in advance so that if you are sleeping, the orders are going to be there and they're going to be waiting for that capitulation, guys. That's a very smart thing to do. So that's regarding the price actions with the Fib retracement here. If we take a look at the daily RSI, as you can see, we've had, a parabolic move to the upside, you could say here. And we could also drop a trend line, which would indicate a couple of support and resistance zones over here. So this is sort of a symmetrical triangle that we have over here, right? And pay attention to the red trend line. We could run into it as resistance over here. And if we do that, we could potentially come back down to retest the lower red trend line as support, as we have done that previously in June and in August of this year. So potentially another backtest coming in September. So look out for that. And on the daily stochastic RSI, as you can see, we are in the overbought, another indicator that is telling you that we have reached our local high here and the local top, and we're going to be reversing to the downside very soon. Keep in mind, my length of the stock RSI is set to 28 rather than the default 14. Also, the MACD just printed a bullish cross, which is a bullish indicator, don't get me wrong. However, this is a lagging indicator and we're getting overextended already. So just be careful with this indicator. I would usually use it with oscillators such as the stochastic and the RSI, but as you can see, we're getting pretty overextended on both of those. However, if you continue pumping here and you see the bullish cross occur on the daily chart, we could see a strong move for Solana, especially if we break this high. At that point, I wouldn't really take a lot of profits, and I wouldn't take any profits now unless we get overbought on the daily RSI. Unless we get above the index of 70 here and we get overbought on the daily, at that point I would take some profits. But right now, swing trading isn't really the best option if you're not familiar with it and you're not very comfortable doing it. I am swing trading some of my altcoins. If you want to stay in touch with me and check out my trade alerts, my low cap gems, and leave some suggestions and requests for videos and technical analysis, check out Patreon down below in the description. It's a great way to support me and a great way for you to get more exclusive content. I would say a lot of exclusive content, especially now considering that I'm starting a podcast and the first episode is out there already. So thank you all for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Let me know if I missed out anything important on the charts. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.